being the organizing guru group of the class by chance. If I may just add, let's notch up getting organized through sheet metal racks. I am Riani Cabel of BSc 2B, greeting your pleasant days ahead. Hehe, good evening guys. Good evening sir. Pero sana jud gabi jud ni gyud kay. Anyway, allow me to start by introducing to you that a sheet metal rack is what stores the large and heavy metal tubings, sheets, bar stocks, and even the reusable metal scraps and offcuts in a warehouse facility or metal and welding shop. And pareha sa inyo mga aesthetic na study areas karon diha, along with the trend of buying organizers online. These sheet metal racks take on variety of shapes according to our preferences and the uses it will shoulder. It may be shelved in flat horizontal plates, vertical leaning stacks, roll-out drawers, display shelves like cabinets with dividers, or in a form of hanging rotating racks parehas sa mechanism sa mga round tables for easy access. And since, for example, you own a humble shop, you can consider not buying one, just like most logical metal shops which choose to craft their own. And the gist would then be on your design. And along that, the materials and tools you would be needing are a tape measure, your strong metal sheets, tubings, boards, or bar stocks that best fit your goals and standards. For example, you may construct your rack with 3 kinds of tubings and then use that to hold all of those corresponding kinds of pieces in your shop. Otherwise, you can also opt for a wide variety of materials that you can utilize to hold a wide range of metal pieces. On top of that, you also must ready your welding essentials that comprise of your machine, its complementary tools, and your electrode sticks or rods to complete the job. But through this task, you must keep in mind of the key features that your customized rack must adapt, from which your first key is in the initial design. Design it so the largest and heaviest pieces of metal will be stored at the bottom, while the smallest and lightest items should be stored on top. This leads us to the purpose of making such rack as much stable when loaded. Thirdly, you must consider placing your rack supports so the metal will not hang off or sag the interior of your shop. This certainly helps in decluttering, preserving metal shape, and ensuring safety from potential cuts when trying to pull out pieces from the untidy, overlapping metal items, or when just walking by around the loaded rack and its edges. With that on priority, we must also discern the materials in constructing the rack, as it may have to support a tremendous amount of weight. Therefore, it should be made from heavy gauge welded steel. Lastly, in terms of the position of your rack within your shop, it is highly recommended to be put in the middle area of your shop or up against a wall with enough space or room behind it. Placing it in the middle of your shop is a good idea because all of the metal on the rack would easily be accessible from all sides. Aside there, it is fine as well to place the rack up against a wall as long as there is enough room behind it to reach the metals stored at the back. But aside from those recommended key features in making a sheet metal rack, you also must be keen of the cautions or the stuffs you must avoid when utilizing your racks. Foremost, keep careful track of the traffic patterns or mobilization system in your shop. Keep these racks out of the way so people can easily walk past it without difficulty. Also, take your design and material choice in constructing the rack seriously, as it may become lethal if it were loaded top-heavy with a weak foundation. Another important thing in the placement of your rack is to never store it loaded near a door that leads outside, as wind will blow in rain through the doorway and corrode the sheet metals on it, causing rust freckles that will have to be painstakingly removed before you can begin working on the metal, making it both time-consuming and irritating. Consider it then worst when it becomes waste when repairing attempts are undoable. And when putting rack supports, make it firm and organized enough to take view of the safety with having such metal rack in your shop into regard. Account the possibilities of injuries and mitigate immediately the harmful risks it may bring about. Now, with all of the previously mentioned put into practice in many related aspects of what we do daily, sheet metal racks at hand can benefit shops at maximum in terms of handling the metals they constantly pull out from the storage each time when working, in terms of the guaranteed safety with it, in terms of mitigating the damages their products are potentially exposed to or at risk of, in terms of organization, making the surrounding tidy and the items easy to navigate and access through and around the shop. And of course, in establishing the efficient workplace you target as the large-scale version of your need to just have a sheet metal rack in your shop. This has been Riani Cabel, and thank you for listening.